Hi there. I've decided that I want to take another look at TRS-80 Poker, which was the first major game that I actually finished. Um, trying to go back through some of my earlier material, and I've been going back through earlier materials, some of which you've seen and some of which you haven't seen, and I'm trying to organize it into a showcase, but I'm not really sure how yet. Um, Ghost Saga, Tales of Suburbia, and TRS-80 Poker are major milestones for me. Tales of Suburbia is still in the works, but it will be finished quite soon. I anticipate. I also made an attempt at Defender, which I thought was pretty well done, considering the what's involved in a game like that. I also made an attempt at Pac-Man, which had some success, but some of these games are huge, and it's not easy to do alone. But so I've attempted, I think I named 5, and I've been successful at about 3 to 4. I'm not really sure where my programming is going or where this channel is really going. It's an ongoing adventure, but I've accomplished a lot of what I wanted to accomplish. Actually surpassed anything I ever thought I was going to be able to do. So let's run this program, and this was a few years ago I made this. So we load here, and now the game comes up. And the thing with this is it's fully functional as far as shuffling the cards. And the first hand is automated, where it just appears like that after a moment. The only thing is you have to know the rules of poker, so it doesn't keep track of the hands for you. Which one wins, you have to know that. That was a little beyond what I was capable of, but it's a game for 4 players. Or you can play by yourself, like what I'm doing now. So I have 2 pairs already up here. So I'm going to discard just the 2. And this is keyboard controlled. I press R to go to the right and left to go to the left. That's all it does. And when you want to discard, you highlight the card you want to discard and press the space bar. And if it's already been discarded, you'll get that sound. Okay? And you can discard any number of cards, which is the true way to play poker. So the best I can hope for up here is a flush, or if I got another king or another jack, that would be not a flush, a full house. So once I'm done making my choice up here, I press D for done. It issues that last card, and I ended up with 2 kings and 2 jacks. So to go to the next hand, I press N for next, and we have 2 aces and a king. So I'm going to get rid of the 4 and the 8. Press done. And it has a little sound to it. All of my games have sound as well as graphics. Without sound, it's not really much of a game, if you ask me. So I have three aces here. I actually I don't know which hand is better, two pair or three of a kind. So what I'm gonna have to do, I haven't played cards in a really long time. I used to be a huge card buff. Um, I used to play a lot of cards um, with friends, but that was quite a long time ago. So if I check poker, I actually have a book that is just card games. So we're going to find out what's better, two pair or three of a kind. So the best hand you can have is a looks like well, let's see. There's high card. Then there's one pair. You know, I have to get my glasses too because this is really hard to see. It's really small here. Okay. Then two pair beats one pair. But three of a kind does beat two pairs. So this hand here is the winning hand so far. And to beat that is actually what beats three of a kind is a straight, which would be five cards in sequence um, with different suits, and a flush, which is cards in no sequence that are all the same suit. A full house is way up there. It's number 3 on the top 3, and that beats a flush. So if we had another king or a jack, that would be a really strong hand. A full house actually beats a straight and a flush, and straight and flush are really good hands. The only thing better than a full house is four of a kind. You know, there's only 4 of each card in the deck. So four of a kind beats full house, beats flush, beats straight, and the best hand you can have is a straight flush. And I've actually gotten a straight flush before in actual poker, and that's cards in order, um, suited. So it's what it sounds like. It's a straight and a flush combined, a straight flush. And the absolute best hand you can have in poker is a royal flush, which would be a 10, jack, queen, king, ace in order suited. And I think I've actually gotten a royal flush before once or twice on a practice hand, and I couldn't believe it. I think it was like a straight flush of spades. So let's move on to this next hand here. And we end up with a pair of eights. So I want to get rid of these 3 cards here. They don't really do any good. And nothing. So the best hand is still hand number 2. Let's go on to the last hand here. And 5, 6, 7. If we got an 8 and a 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we'd have a straight, and that would be the best hand, which straight beats the 3 of a kind. So it's kind of a long shot, but let's try it anyways. because if you count cards, there's not much left here. The aces have already been used up, the kings. So let's try it. And we did not. We got a pair of fives, so this is the winning hand. And, you know, once you're done, that's it. You have to break out of it. If I wanted to start a new game, I'd have to load it all over again. You know, as far as what is it called? Um, as far as how the cards are generated, they you know, I did the best logic that I could at the time. There's no repeat cards or any major fundamental errors, and it actually shuffles the deck each time. I don't know how I came up with this stuff, but as I was going through the getting started with the extended book, I made sure that I gleaned every chapter and really got the full lesson and applied it in a logical way that pertained to something in reality. So I think this was the chapter about, it's actually a chapter where you can write a text poker, but I picked it up right away and I started making my own better versions of these programs. To be honest with you, I don't remember that far back. You know, I would have to look at my code in the folder marked TRS-80 Poker and really see if there's anything I can optimize in there, how well it was done. But I know this took a hell of a long time because of the graphics mainly. It just took forever. I think it took me like 6 months to write this or something like that. It was something really hard, and I mean, really. Anyways, let's go through one more hand here. Let's really look into this. I can't get a flush. A straight seems too far off, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try. I mean, there's a pair of eights there. I hate to get rid of a pair of eights, but let's see what happens. No, that was stupid. I ended up with a pair of fours. Let's go on to the next hand. We have 1, 2, 3 hearts. So let's try for a flush on this one. I'm just going all out here. And Jack, 10, Jack, Queen, King. If I had an ace there or a 9, I would have had a straight. But I definitely didn't get a flush. So the winning hand is a pair of fours. Let's go on to the next one. 2, 9, 3 nines. Three of a kind. That's already a really high hand. I'm not getting any what is it called? I'm not getting any I don't know what the word is. Any exotic hands. Well, you know, no full houses, no flushes, no straights. Let's see. And poker is like that even when you play with cards. It's times hard to. It takes a while before the deck gets acclimated. So there's nothing down here either. Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All I really need here is to get rid of these two cards. See what happens. Nothing. I almost had the Jack, Queen, King, Ace, but no. 10. Same thing up here. Well, anyways, I'm gonna cut this off. I don't know if anybody's still interested in this, but I wanted to revisit this program because I really put a lot into it. And I forget sometimes, when I do things. Now, I blackened the screen, I reversed the letters, and I left the band there just to make it look cool. But if I list this and I go to that right there, I could edit too. And I didn't know this before, but if I do add that when I run it, now it looks, if this was centered, I would have to center this now for it to make sense. But I try to make professional level games, and I don't know how many lines are in this, but there's quite a few lines. It goes into the thousands of lines, but that's not a true count. There's still a hell of a lot of lines here, guys. It took me about 6 months. 1,392. But let's renumber this and let's get a true count because I skipped a block. I skipped a couple blocks. So let's see what the true count on this is. If you guys wanted to do this for yourself, what it really entails. It's going to take a couple seconds to remember this because there's a lot of lines. Let's list this again and see actually how many lines there really are. 100, 200, 3, 4, I don't know, 4, 5, we're not to 5 yet. 443 lines of code, and it's dense code. Mostly graphics, and but stuff like this, I had a good time doing it. I'm just starting to run out of ideas. Excuse me. So I don't know. I've hit a point where I've been doing this for 3 years, and I don't know. I've attempted just about everything, and some things worked and some things didn't. Checkers might be I tried tic-tac-toe, but that was a waste of time. Maybe I could come up with a checkers game. I would really have to look into studying that. My problem with something like that is keeping track of the checkers. I could do it graphically. As far as jumping in checkers, for the computer to know that checker has been jumped, I don't know. I would have to come up with something, some kind of logarithm, and like say there was a checker here, and there was a checker here, and I wanted to jump this checker and go from here to here. I would have to have some kind of logarithm or something so that graphically it wouldn't be a problem. But I don't know how the computer would know that a checker was jumped. You know, I have no idea. Guys, I don't know. Like I said, there's stuff that I'd like to do, but I don't have the know-how to do it. Pinball would be another cool thing, but I don't know anything about calculus. And I don't know, Curtis, do you know calculus? It seems like you might. Um, Trajectory, I don't know. I don't have enough math. I mean, I have algebra, but I never really got into calculus. I did it one time, but I can't remember how to do calculus. You really need that, or you can't do action games, and so that's why I do different, games that are handled a lot more easily than writing formulas. I can't write formulas, for like an arc or like pinball. You would shoot the pinball, and the ball is just, I mean, that is all way out of my league. I mean, so let me end this here. I don't know. I know my videos are pretty long. Not everybody watches them to the end, but some people do. So I make them anyways, even if there's only a couple people watching. Uh, I don't know. So it's late and actually it's midnight. Yeah, I gotta get going. So I'm gonna leave this for you guys and hopefully it'll get some views. And I'll be back with you tomorrow morning. So take care.